Hello student, very good morning to all of you. How are you? I hope you all are happy, healthy and fine at home. Do you remember what were we discussing yesterday? I think we were discuss about different types of coupling. And different type of the coupling, there are mainly three kinds of couplings are possible or occurred. Number one is called as a vicinal coupling, or it is also termed as 1,4 coupling. Second one is known as a geminal coupling, or which is also known as 1,3 coupling, and the last one is a long range coupling. And long range coupling is not the what we can call, we are not going to discuss in this particular syllabus or at a TYBSc level. When you are going to take the higher education like as a MSc, then and then you are going to learn this kind of the coupling. But here only about two coupling we are going to discuss one by one. And let's see here the rules of spin-spin coupling. When the coupling occurs and why coupling occurs, and that's why there are certain rules, then and then there will be a coupling or possible or coupling occurs, otherwise there is a no coupling. So let us see here, the spin-spin coupling is governed by the following rules. There are certain rules are there. Let's see the rule number one. Let us see first one, rule number first. What is that? Rule number first, coupling occur between non-equivalent. Here remember, coupling occur between non-equivalent, coupling occur between non-equivalent or chemically different proton, or chemically different proton. This is a very important sentence over here. Coupling occur between a non-equivalent or chemically different proton. Equivalent proton do not couple. Remember this one. Equivalent proton do not couple. Equivalent proton do not couple. See, coupling occur between non-equivalent or chemically different proton, and equivalent proton do not couple. That is the rule number first, and which is very important. Let us go back to the example which we know that here CS3, CH2 and the CS3. This is the example, simplest example, which is a ethyl chloride. If you see over here, there are methyl proton we can label as A, methylene proton we can label as a B, and as we know that methylene proton has a two neighbors according to as a multiplicity of peak rule, n plus 1 rule, where n is equal to number of neighboring protons. If you put as a value, if you see over here, how many neighbors are there? This methylene proton has a two neighbors, so 2 plus 1 is equal to 3, and it is nothing but as a triplet, means this methyl group will produce the triplet. Now let us look at, put a hand on methylene proton and find out how many neighbors are there. If you see here, there are 3 neighbors, means this 3 plus 1 is equal to 4, that is a quartet, and therefore we are getting here is a quartet over there. Methylene proton gives you the quartet, means suppose that these methyl groups are there. Let us see one more example here, CS3O, then CS2 and CS3. Look at here, this methyl group and this methyl group, are they identical? They are not the identical, because here this methyl group has a totally, the chemical environment is totally different around it, and therefore, but these three proton, all these proton are chemically equivalent. They are chemically equivalent, means these three proton do not couple each other, and therefore they will give you the singlet, because there is no neighbors are there, and these three proton are known as equivalent proton do not couple. These are the equivalent proton. Similarly, in this case, this methyl group, three methyl groups are equivalent. They do not couple each other, and only adjacent carbon atom, they are in a different chemical environment, and that's why they get coupled with this proton, and they can produce here as a triplet, because the splitting occur due to the presence of number of neighboring protons. So observe the neighboring proton. Now look at here. This methyl group has a three neighbors, but these two proton, they are chemically equivalent. These equivalent proton do not couple, but this can couple with these three, and so it will give you the quartet, and this will give you the triplet, because there are the three neighbors are there. So in this way, the meaning, I hope you might be understood the meaning of this. This is the first rule, which is very important. Coupling occur between non-equivalent proton, because here this proton and these proton, they are chemically different. They are non-equivalent proton, and therefore they get coupled to each other, and we are getting as a splitting of the pattern. It produces as a triplet, and this has a three neighbors, and therefore it gives you the quartet. Equivalent proton do not couple, means these proton do not couple each other, and that is the reason. So I hope you understood the rule number first. Now let us look at moving toward the next rule. We are discussing about rules of spin-spin coupling. Second rule, the second rule will be the multiplicity of the peak is given by the multiplicity of the peak is given by n plus 1. The multiplicity of the peak is given by n plus 1, where n is the total number of neighboring protons, where n is the total number of neighboring protons. Look at here. Multiplicity of the peak is given by n plus 1, where n is the total number of neighboring protons. Let us once again consider an example, ethyl chloride, right? Now look at here. Multiplicity of the peak, which is n plus 1, where n is a number of neighboring protons. If you look at here, this methyl group has two neighbors, and two neighbors, therefore it will split into as a triplet, and this methylene proton has a three neighbors. The peak multiplicity should be as a quartet, which is represented by Q letters. So this is a multiplicity of the peak is given by n plus 1, where n is the total number of neighboring protons, and this multiplicity of the peak is very useful in elucidating the structure of the molecule, because it directly provides the total number of neighboring proton present, and from that we can easily understood, we can easily determine the structure of the organic compound. So now let us see the next rule number 3 over here. The relative intensities of the peak. Third one, the relative intensities, the relative intensities of the peak, the relative intensity of the peaks within a multiplate, peaks within the multiplate is given by the coefficient given by the coefficient of the terms in r plus 1 raised to n. Here, look at here, the relative intensities of the peaks within the multiplate is given by the coefficient of the terms in r plus 1 raised to n, where r is equal to number of neighboring protons. If 1 is there, it gives as a 1:1, that relative intensity we are getting. We already discussed that one. R plus, if n is equal to 1, we will get here r plus 1 raised to 1 is equal to r plus 1. So the intensity should be 1:1. Relative intensity of that doublet should be 1:1. Suppose n is equal to 2, then r plus 1 raised to 2 is equal to r square plus 2r plus 1, and if you put the value of r is equal to 1, you will get 1:2:1. That will be the relative intensities of that peaks. Suppose you have a n is equal to 3, you can put here r equal to 1 raised to cube. So r cube plus 3r square plus 3r plus 1. If you put value 1:3:3:1, so in this way we will get as a Pascal's triangle also we have learned regarding this. So this is a relative intensity. Now rule number 4. The splitting occurs in a such a way that the chemical shift value is not changed. The splitting is occur in a such a way that the splitting, rule number 4, the splitting is occur in a such way that chemical shift value is not changed. Such a way that the chemical shift value does not change. The splitting is occur in a such a way that the chemical shift value means that delta is not changed. And rule number 5, the protons. Now let me clean that rule number first, which we already discussed with the help of some example. Now let me clean this one, and now the rule number 5. What is it? Rule number 5 here, proton in highly different chemical environment. Protons in highly different chemical environment, highly chemical environment do not couple. Environments do not couple. For example, OH, NH, then SH, SH, etc. Protons do not couple with their protons do not couple with their neighboring protons, neighboring protons. OH proton couple only under exceptional condition. OH proton couple only under exceptional conditions. So look at here, protons in highly different chemical environment do not couple. For example, OH, NH, SH, etc. Protons do not couple with their neighboring protons. OH proton couple only under exceptional condition, but that exceptional condition we are not going to discuss over here. Now let me clean here and let me give one example. Everybody knows the example. Now let us see here CS3, then CS2 and OH. Now look at, this is the simplest example. What is the name of this simplest example? That is a ethyl alcohol, or which is known as a ethanol. Now tell me how many number of PMR peak observed in PMR spectrum. Look at here. Number of protons 1, 2, there are 6 protons are there. These 3 to 5 and 6. But out of that 6, there are how many types of protons are there? There are 3 kinds of proton. Here you can label A, this one is a B, and this one is a this one is a C. Means there are 3 kinds of protons are there. One due to the methyl proton, another due to the methylene proton, and the last one due to the alcoholic proton. So there are 3 protons are there. If you take the PMR spectrum, you will observe there are the 3 peaks in low resolution spectrum. But if you take in a high resolution, the splitting occurs. Splitting occurs due to the spin-spin coupling, because here look at this signal get split into as a triplet. Why? Because there are 3 neighbors are there, and therefore it will get as a triplet. Now it has 3 neighbors, so it will get as a quartet. Now this, what about that hydrogen atom? Whether it going to couple? No, it is not going to couple to each other. So it will give the singlet, because these protons are totally in highly different chemical environment, and therefore it will produce the singlet. And this has adjacent that 3 protons are there, and therefore this B signal gets split into as a quartet. Similarly, this methyl group has a 2 proton, two neighboring protons are there, and therefore these signal get split into the triplet. So this is the thing we have discussed over here. Suppose as a here CS3, then CHOH, and this CS3. Now tell me, how many signal do you get in a PMR spectrum at low resolution? Low resolution, look at this methyl group and this methyl group. Are they identical? Yes, they are identical. So they will give you the A proton A, and now this proton it will give B, and this one will be the C. Mean there are three different proton, therefore three PMR signal will be observed in this case. Now the splitting are these two methyl has one neighbor, therefore it will give the doublet. Understood this one? N+1, only one neighbor is there, so methyl group get split into as a doublet. Now but this one, this has a 6 proton neighboring proton, and this so N+1, 6+1 is a septate. You will get as a septate over here, septate, or you just it is a multiplate. Multiplate you can write septate, or you can write as a multiplate. And what about that hydrogen atom? Hydrogen atom will appear as a singlet. So in this way we can remember these are the protons, how we are getting as a splitting pattern. These we are talking about the rules. Now let us look at as a last rule, that is rule number 6 over here. Rule number 6, here we are talking about here the separation between the peaks. The separation between the separation between peaks, the separation between peaks within a multiplate, within a multiplate, within a multiplate, the separation between the peaks within a multiplate is known as coupling constant, and that coupling constant is denoted by coupling constant J, and is measured in centimeter. Mutually coupled protons, mutually coupled protons, mutually coupled protons have a same coupling constant, same coupling constant. See the next section. So look at here, the separation between the peaks within the multiplate is known as a coupling constant, and it is denoted by J, symbol J, and is measured in centimeter, and mutually coupled proton have a same coupling constant. I think the coupling constant J, regarding that coupling constant in detail we are going to discuss in the next, but these are the certain rule of spin-spin coupling. I think with this let us stop today here, remaining we will see in the next lecture. Thank you, have a nice day.